my fingers in it.
And it's like
You have a go.
small. Yeah, like I can just stick
The
it in.
heck? How did you manage to do that?
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, have a look at that. Right
I
there.
don't know how Charlie managed to just figure that out, but maybe I'm just using the excuse I've got fat fingers and couldn't undo it, but Charlie managed to get this boot open. Last week on Charlie and the Drift Factory, we went all the way to Image Smash Repairs, where we picked up the two R33 Skyline shells, where we dragged them all the way back to the drift shed and parked them up, where we had a quick inspection, but today we're going to go right through them and see what we can find. What do you got there, Charlie?
Gloves.
Oh yeah, your mechanic gloves, sweet.
Probably my best gloves for really anything. They're airsoft and stuff like that. Not
Cool.
sponsored, so I've got 2 stickers in here from Leighton. One.
Oh yeah, you got the same as your gloves.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There's a bunch of random stuff. Turbo Fun, and then
Cool.
with the Turbo Fun sticker, I also have no. So, for most cars that I will own in my life, it'll be no Turbo Fun.
No turbo fun.
Or
Well, one day you'll be old enough to drive a turbo car, or maybe we'll get you on the track earlier than that and you can have turbo fun.
and then there's Hella Flush as well, which I think
Well, I reckon that could go on the cars at the moment. They're sitting that low. Yeah, it probably suits.
Is it
That's
like-
definitely hella flush. I mean, that doesn't get much lower than that. The side, it might sit that pink wheel, won't it? Yeah, that one. At least that one matches the wheel.
kind of.
Oh well, what's the plan today, Charlie?
Oh, I guess just we go through the cars, see what's worth what, and see and we might be able to sell the stuff that we find in these 2 decent treasure chests.
It's definitely going to be a bit of a treasure hunt, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
guess
so,
so.
do you reckon we should jack him up as well, try and get him off the ground?
After the treasure hunt or before?
I reckon let's get into the treasure hunt. Let's start digging around and see what we can find of some value.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's do it. You get in
Like
there?
your finger size.
Yeah. Oh, you can still open it with these new gloves. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's gross. What even is that?
This may or may not give me nightmares.
Yeah.
I think it might somewhat be
Someone's
a
underwear.
shirt.
That's gross.
What's that brand? Does anyone actually know that brand, or is XL?
Yeah, that can be in your take-home pile. That one. Well, we've pretty much emptied out the 2 cars. Some pretty gross things, no amazing treasures.
I'm now wearing a mask.
Charlie's wearing a mask because there's a bit too much dust. Do you want to tell us what we've found, Charlie?
So we've got all of the like fenders and like body panels and stuff. Engine stuff here.
Engine stuff.
Interior. little light. We got this thing. He knows it. I don't.
The power steering or the air conditioning box.
Steering rack.
Brakes.
Brakes.
Random springs. Nice, good condition heat shield. A little inside pillar thing. Some other things. Some gross looking mirror, visor things.
Yeah, and then
a few little interior parts.
All the rest of the stuff.
Some random things. So this is the random fun, or just random, not car parts.
Maybe.
And some dirty looking carpet.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much everything, wasn't it, Charlie, from just loose inside the cars?
Yep, and this horrible thing, which caused me quite a bit of trouble.
That's the rubbish pile so far.
Yeah.
Well, what do you reckon? We go get the blocks and we go jack up the cars and see what else we can find on it?
Yep, and I'll try and get the taste of this monstrosity out of my mouth.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Sorry about that. That was
No, that's
I think we needed a full bodysuit to pull that one out. That was gross. Alright, so now we're just going to go and get some jack stands and jack these Skylines up, and hopefully that'll get them off the ground and we can see what else we can pull off the bottom of them. So here you go, Charlie. How strong are you feeling? Not too heavy? Just watch so they don't pinch your fingers there. Alright, take those two over and I'll get the other two. Here they are. Some nice old dodgy looking jack stands. So what we'll do, we've got the jack stands down here. Got the big jack here. I'm pretty puffed from carrying it. Which one do you want to jack up first, Charlie?
Probably that guy.
That one? Alright. That's probably got more good parts in it. So I'll show you, this is where you jack up the car from.
Are those wheels not going to dig into the ground or anything?
They probably will dig in, but it's pretty solid road base under this bit of grass, so it should. Actually, do you know how to use the jack?
Not
really. So, see this lever here? That makes it go up fast. Then when it gets onto the car, then you do the last bit with the handle.
Oh yeah.
And then to lower it down, you just twist it like that. And that lowers it back down, and you lock it off like that.
Nice.
Now if you look underneath the car here, this is probably the easiest spot. There's like a little tow hook underneath there. That's probably the best spot because there's no diff in it. So we can't jack it up from the diff, so if we just go underneath there. So see if you can, see if you can drag this thing underneath. That's it. So just lower it down a little bit. So just twist the handle. So anti-clockwise. That's it. Yeah, good on. Yeah, now we just slide it under. Yep, that's good. Now just turn it so it's locked again. So turn it that way. Yep, now you can just use the foot one. There we go. Oh, I just need to... Yep, that's good. Keep going a little bit. Yep, keep going. You'll know when if it's locked or not. That's it. Cool, now lift them up. That's the way. It's a good workout for you, Charlie. Good thing with this car, Charlie, at the moment, we don't really need to worry about it wrecking the sill. Normally you wouldn't put the jack right under here because it would damage it. But thankfully this one here, it's got no door seal to damage, so just wind this thing up. Well, that's probably the first time I've jacked up a car without worrying about the jack going through the seal. Kind of funny. Kind of fun. See if I'm going to lower this down.
I'm not really trusting that.
You don't trust it?
No.
It's good not to trust it because if you don't trust it, it means you won't go underneath it, which means it won't land on you.
No, fair enough.
Which is a good thing.
Someone driving by far. Ram.
Well, Charlie. So this isn't the greatest of jacking up jobs here, but it's we've got the 4 stands under somewhat. I put it under the chassis there, and the whole floor just folded in because it's there's no structure to this sill here. I don't know if you can see it here. There's yeah, under that chassis just didn't go, but well, we've got the one Skyline up on the blocks, up on the jack stands, looking nice and secure. Just give it a little light shake to make sure it's secure. Yeah, that's solid. That's not going anywhere, so let's see what's underneath this thing. I won't get underneath it fully, but looks like we've got some coilovers in the back there. That's kind of cool. We've got axles, got the 5-bolt axles, little sway bar, some brakes that are sort of hanging off, another coilover. Here's some nice good chassis rails. Definitely seeing a bit of love. Look at this whole floor section, it's all been like fully pushed in there. And the rails on this side looking pretty average. But looks like we've got some good control arms, pretty good power steering rack. Tie rods might be a bit rusty, but yeah, a few interesting things. Yeah, Charlie, take the jack for us. This is probably the best find that we found last week, that you took home last week out of the car. It's just a CA18 Coil Pack cover. But it's pretty cool. Don't know what it's worth, but if anyone wants this, we'll clean it up nice, and I reckon that might be our first part we'll sell, I reckon, if you want to sell that.
Yeah, I'm happy to sell this.
Yeah, so that'll be a cool little thing to get rid of. So we'll just lift this up.
Oh wow.
So it's a bit gross. It might actually make it dirtier, but we can actually flick it on. It can actually like spray down. I've just been soaking some of the S600 parts here, which is that little thing. Some of the engine timing chain rollers and stuff that are all seized up. Might just chuck them back in there. Cool, you can just sit it on there if you want. That's it. Now what, before you put your hand in there, grab a pair of gloves out.
One.
Yeah, chuck them on, because that parts cleaner fluid's pretty hard on your skin.
Yeah.
Chuck them on as well. Chuck that on because you don't want it in your eyes, because that'll there you go. Now what you got here is the little switch. Flick the switch on, and then this thing, it's a bit dodgy actually. About 3 times the flow rate of the more expensive one. So I thought, oh, the cheap one looks like it's more powerful. Problem is though, ready? It literally like just blasts you. Sorry about that. So it's cool and good, but not really that good, because it's so I end up not even using that little nozzle because it's too much power. But I reckon how's it looking there, Charlie?
Pretty decent.
That's good. Show us the front of it, it's looking clean. Yeah, it looks like a brand new piece. Tastes good.
Is there like, can I use that?
Are you? Right, what do you reckon, Charlie? What are we up to next week?
Probably just pulling the grey R33 apart.
We'll probably pull the wheels off and some of the suspension parts and see what else we can find. So until next time, see you next week. And if you're keen to help support Charlie, to help him get all the way to building up a working car by the time he's 16, feel free to make an offer on any of these parts. See you next time.